From the book God Consciousness, Chapter 15, Part 1, Self-Discipline and the Unwanted Distractions of a Busy Life. The time has come for you to decide how you want to live your life. Do you want to live your life so it lives you? Or do you want to live your life so you live your life? Or do you want to live your life so that I live your life for you? Or do you want to live your life with me and you together, consciously, living together, sharing our awareness of life and what to do next? How do you want to live your life? Do you want to drift with no clear direction, not knowing where you are going most of the time? How do you want to live? Do you want to live so that most of the time you are bored, unhappy, stupid, and just plain not even trying to do anything at all? Do you want your life to be an endless struggle? Do you want to be worrying most of the time? Do you want to be scratching and straining just to get by? What is the predominant experience you want to be having most of the time? Suffering of various sorts? The discipline of the self can help you to let me help you. If you start to focus on what you really want to have in your life, and if you can get around to genuinely wanting to have me help you in your life, and if you can start to see how I can begin to tell you what it is that would be the very best for you, not for Joe or Ted or Bill or Sue or Joan or Mary, for you. If you can start to get around to asking me for guidance, you can step out of the usual relationship with what it is you are wanting. If you can genuinely ask to do my will for you, then you will have a different life. You will begin to live in the moment, momentously. The discipline of the self takes us from being slow dum-dums with no sense to a place where we can really be tuned in, deeply connected, and free from so much of the usual limitations that keeps life from ever really happening. Oh, sure, you can eat food and go places and have a big, successful job and nice teeth and a fancy car and all of the usual trappings of success. You might even have an entirely happy life with no blemish anywhere. But get real. Who do you really know who is living the kind of life that makes for the deep inner contentment? Maybe you've run into a few of those sorts of people. Maybe. Maybe you are one of them. They actually do exist. And they may not have all the trappings of success, too. Maybe they only have humble bits of this and that. Maybe they don't have much at all. You can have what you want, what you really want. Can you name it? Can you? Let us leave out the cars and the houses and the travel and the money in the bank. For some of you, it is health that you really want. Maybe it is the love of your life. For some of you, it is a really good night's sleep. Self-discipline means that you become a disciple of yourself. As you know by now, if you've read this far, you know that my view is that yourself is me. So what I'm saying or writing is that you need to become a disciple of me, of yourself. My assertion is that when you focus on fulfilling the mandate of the self, you are exercising self-discipline. To let me help you means that you help yourself. Self-discipline means that you will put aside distractions so that you can get whatever needs doing done. It is not enough to want to do something. You actually have to do the bits and pieces that make up the whole of what it is you want to do. To do what I want you to do, which is the same thing as saying what you want to do for yourself, you have to actually do, even if that is to do nothing. To do that, you have to not do, which is actually doing something. To get something done, you need to stop focusing on that which does not get you done with the doing of what needs to be done to get something done that needs doing. You need to understand and resist the distractions that steal your life away from you. You can even seem to be very busy and tied up in the pursuit of activity, and sometimes a lot needs to get done. Just the way it is sometimes. But there is a trap to being busy for just the sake of being busy. You can make a lot of something for nothing. Being busy can be a distraction from being a disciple of yourself. Self-discipline means that you focus on what needs to be done when it needs to be done. Being a disciple of yourself means that you are acting in concert with me. You are letting me live your life for you. You are letting me tell you what needs to be done and how to do it and when to do it and so on. When you ask me to help you and then let me help you, you are getting into the true deep burn of being a disciple of yourself. You are being self-disciplined when you cannot get distracted by the distractions that pull you away from the actions I am telling you to do. This even has to do with the kind of thoughts that you let yourself think, from a fundamental level of what you focus on in your mind. Self-discipline allows you to develop the power of what you dwell on in your own mind. It helps you to remove the distractions that get in the way of experiencing me in your own mind. Why would you want to have me in your own mind? It is not your own mind. It is my mind. It is my mind that exists to experience me discovering me in my own mind, which is your mind, or so it seems to you. To me, it is like this. I am here and you are there, and so it seems to you. If you even think of me at all, it is usually as being quite separate from each other. I do not exist in your own mind. I am somehow not you at all. The only thing we share in common is that I don't exist at all, and you seem to exist somewhat. And even then, you aren't always so sure that you even exist. Often, you don't even know who you are at all. You are in pain or doubt or drifting in some thought distraction, some feeling distraction, often some activity of distraction from who you really are. This next little bit sounds a bit harsh. I see it all the time. There I am, or here I am, in you, inside you, seeing, feeling, hearing, all the incomprehensible mishmash of debris you call your own thoughts and feelings, and I am just howling with laughter at the sheer waste of focus. There is so much that needs to be done that involves not doing what it is you are doing. So, To get some self-discipline, you need to ask me for help. You need to start thinking about me. You need to ask me to come into your mind and start letting you know what to do now. You need me to start to feed you thoughts and thinking that come from me. You need to have my guidance in your actual factual thinking of thoughts. You need to experience God thinking thoughts directly into your own mind. It is time for you to make a simple decision to join me in the thinking of your own thoughts and to follow through from the thinking of your own thoughts into the doing of actions directed by the thinking of your own thoughts. When you and I think together, we create a powerful force of self-discipline that will allow you to put aside the usual distractions that you rely upon to not do what you need to do the things that you do not need to do. Self-discipline will make you feel fantastic too. There is no better feeling in this whole wide world of feelings than doing what you and I know to be what it is you should be doing instead of doing what it is you know you should not be doing. And that includes the kind of thoughts you are thinking too. Another way to put this is to say what you are doing includes the kind of thinking that you are thinking. When you start to listen to the thoughts I am thinking into your mind, you will start to get some really crazy zoom stuff going on. You will begin to really live your life with me, and the distractions will simply die away because you won't be feeding them anymore. You focus your awareness on listening to me, and you will see a new kind of energy lift you up and out, or up and in, or up and away. Put it this way, there will be a change in your life. You will start to do things that you have always wanted to do. You will start to think thoughts you have always wanted to be thinking. You will start to feel feelings you have always wanted to be feeling. And maybe a lot of all of this will be stuff you did not even know you wanted to do, think, and feel until you actually did, thought, and felt them. It is one of the great contradictions of self-discipline, of being a disciple of yourself, that you may start out with what you think that will mean, but once you hook up with me and we start actively hanging out together, well, you just never know exactly what kind of changes are going to start happening in what you do, what you think, and what you feel. So remember, self-discipline is completed when you get me actively involved and when you hand over your free will to me by freely associating with me and letting me guide you through all the mishmash of distractions that will come up in your mind, in your actions, and most certainly in your feelings. Ask me to help you become self-disciplined by asking me to help you become self-disciplined. Ask me this: God, please help me to become self-disciplined. Ask me this: God, I ask you to help me have thoughts and feelings that help me to be self-disciplined. Remember to say, thank you, God. I like to be thanked for the things that I do for you. It makes me feel special. And I am special. After all, there's only one of me to go around. That's pretty special.